When a boss told an elderly woman to head into the kitchen, he had no idea someone was recording the interaction. What seemed like a routine moment quickly took an unexpected turn once the footage surfaced. The video revealed something no one saw coming, and it sparked a wave of reactions online. As they waited for their meal, she sat beside her husband, savoring the mouth-watering aromas drifting from the kitchen. The smell was so tempting, she found herself eagerly hoping the waiter would bring their fried chicken any minute. But then, something else in the diner caught her eye and made her jaw drop. The manager had asked an elderly woman, who was accompanied by two young girls, to follow him into the kitchen. Instinctively, she knew she had to start recording. Alice and her husband Todd had only come that day to try the diner's famous Cajun fried chicken, but what they witnessed was far more memorable. But the visit quickly took an unexpected turn when Alice noticed the manager doing something behind the counter that he clearly wasn't supposed to. What started as a simple craving for comfort food would soon become one of the most unforgettable moments of her life. Alice and Todd Tucker were visiting the city of Houston as part of their Texas vacation experience. A middle-aged couple, the two had spent the better part of the last decade working hard. As the year neared a close, they planned to take a few months off work and tour their neighboring state of Texas to see what the Lone Star State had to offer. They had no idea what they were signing up for. Alice had always been a nostalgic woman. She loved taking photos and videos of things around her, immortalizing them so time wouldn't erode them from her memory. Alice rarely went anywhere without her camera, but what she captured that day would be unlike anything she ever recorded. During a tour through Texas, she and her husband, Todd, started in Pasadena and soon made their way to Houston. After checking out local hotspots, Alice searched for the best food and smiled when she found a diner famous for its Cajun fried chicken. With Louisiana roots, she was eager to try it. After a long drive, they arrived to find the diner packed, proof that the food lived up to the hype. As they waited for their order, something caught Eliza's eye. A woman in her late 60s stood in line with two little girls. After a few moments, she approached the bearded manager, who then invited her and the children into the kitchen. Instinctively, Alice grabbed her camera and hit record. Eliza's brows furrowed as she noticed how uncomfortable the older woman was. Even as she ushered her kids past the counter, something was terribly wrong. Jutting her chin at the kitchen, Alice told her husband what was happening. Todd agreed that there was something fishy about the situation, and they stood to investigate. The two hurried to the counter to ensure neither the manager nor the woman and kids were in trouble. What they'd uncover while listening in would make them take steps back. Alice kept recording as the emotional scene unfolded. The elderly woman shifted nervously behind the counter, her hands trembling as she clutched them together. With a soft, shaky voice, she began to speak, barely audible. Alice and Todd leaned in, their hearts sinking as they listened. The woman, fighting back tears and pulling the two young girls close, made a heartbreaking request. She explained she was a grandmother to 10 kids, 8 of them waiting at home, hungry. Her social security card, ID, and driver's license were in her hand. Embarrassed and desperate, she asked if the manager would accept them as collateral for a plate of food. Her payments had been delayed for months, and she had no way to feed her family. Eliza's heart broke at that moment, and her sight grew blurry with tears. But what happened next made her tears double. The manager pushed the woman's cards back to her, not even bothering to look at them. With knitted eyebrows, he asked the woman and her 2 grandkids to go back beyond the counter. How could he be that cruel? But what he did next made Eliza step forward. Eliza and Todd had been quiet throughout the exchange. They'd never experienced such a heart-crushing incident and knew they had to help the woman. Eliza thought of her own grandmother and felt her eyes well up. "We need to help her," she whispered to Todd, who nodded. But before they could act, the manager returned. His expression was serious as he called the woman back to the counter and handed her a large bag. He told her he'd packed food for her and her family and that he understood her struggle and wanted to help. Inside the bag wasn't just the $1.29 two-piece deal, but 25 pieces of chicken he prepared himself, fries, vegetables, drinks for the 2 girls, and a loaf of bread. Then, with a warm smile, he asked the girls if they wanted dessert. When they nodded, he brought back lemon cake. The woman began to cry, insisting on giving him her ID and driver's license in return. That's when Elise and Todd stepped forward to help. Elise introduced herself and Todd, asking the woman to accept the good deed. She thanked the manager for his heart of gold, even going as far as offering to pay for the woman's food. But the manager wouldn't accept the money. He told Alice and the woman that he was happy to foot the bill, regardless of how much it was. But what he said next would top everything he'd done so far. The manager told the woman she shouldn't hesitate to contact him if she was ever in a similar situation. He gave her his number and assured her he was happy to help. For Elise and Todd, the only thing they could do now was offer to pay for the woman's car fuel. They also gave her some upkeep money. A good deed deserves another, Elise wrote on Facebook, where the story spread like wildfire. God bless this man. We went into French's to get some fried chicken. There was a lady here with 2 little girls. The Facebook post read, she asked the manager if she could get some chicken that she would pay for tomorrow when she gets her taxes. He bought her 25 pieces of chicken, family-size fry ingredients, and he gave her bread, drinks, and cake with his own money, she wrote. But Alice didn't expect the response she would get. Alice's Facebook post about the random act of kindness she'd witnessed quickly amassed more than 15,000 likes and hundreds of comments from awestruck netizens. The post was shared to other social media platforms and gained a lot of traction. The comments were left by people from all walks of life, as if the story of kindness reached across every racial, cultural, locational, and spiritual divide. Yes, there are a lot of good souls out here, more than people know, because when done from the heart, they don't speak about themselves, unlike others who do. It's called staying humble. God bless this grandmother and the kind manager who helped her, one user commented. It's so beautiful to me that there are such caring people, gushed another. There are more, and we need to hear more. I am tired of the negative stuff. Beautiful. But of course, there were some haters and trolls who just had to find something negative to say. Could have gone to the market and gotten more for her money. I'm just saying, one negative person sniped only to be shut down instantly. Could have, someone replied angrily, but she didn't have any money at all. Someone else purchased the food and gas for her. Her money won't hit until the next day. She just needed to make it another day, and she was good. But still, the hater had more to say. Well, if she shops at the market instead of fast food, the money wouldn't have gone so fast in the first place. I'm just saying. Also, I wasn't claiming to know anything about it, just stating my opinion, the negative woman retorted. It's common sense that fast food is more expensive than buying at a grocery store, especially for a family. Use that common knowledge and apply it. And of course, there were also some cynics who commented too. God is good, but where are their parents? You gotta be careful. These people are out to scam us about some 8 grandkids at home, shaking my head. But God bless that man's heart, one user warned. Many people also started asking about the woman and if anyone knew her so they could help her too. Unfortunately, nobody had any information. Then, the media became interested in the story. The viral post caught the attention of KHOU11, a popular media outlet in Houston. It wasn't hard for them to track the kind manager down for an interview. We have our special on Wednesdays. Usually, the place is pretty packed, the generous manager explained. I noticed a lady came in, he said. She stood in line, and when it was her turn, she asked to speak to the manager privately. The restaurant manager explained that the old woman's sad story had really pulled on his heartstrings that day. Nothing like this had ever happened to him before, and he felt compelled to help her. It wasn't typical, not something you hear every day, the manager said. When the woman offered her ID and social security card as collateral, promising to return the next day to pay for the $1.29 Wednesday deal, it only strengthened his resolve to help. For someone to offer me her ID, her social security card, and she had 2 little girls with her, he explained, shaking his head in disbelief during the interview. She was really going through a rough patch and felt so embarrassed, the manager recalled. I told her, don't be. We all face hard times. Then I packed up a big box of food, chicken, whatever I could find. I threw in lots of little sides, some French fries, a bit of everything. Though the food came out of his own pocket, he said it was more than worth it. She looked so relieved. There was a real smile on her face. She was in disbelief that someone would do that for her, but it was what the kind-hearted manager said next that truly brought her to tears. I told her, if you're ever in that situation again, just come back and see me. We're here for you, the manager said. His words brought the woman to tears, overwhelmed with gratitude. It makes me really happy to know they went home and had a meal together, he added. Everyone needs a little help sometimes. To protect the privacy of those involved, certain names, locations, and identifying details have been changed. Any resemblance to real people, places, or events is purely coincidental. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you like this story. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.